This is part 2 of solving systems using elimination. And sometimes you're not going to have just like 2y and negative 2y where it's easy to eliminate. So sometimes you might have to multiply to eliminate. So what you would do here is you would multiply one of the equations or both of the equations to get the coefficients of one variable to be either the same, let's say 3x and 3x, or the opposite, all right, negative 7x and positive 7x. So when you multiply to eliminate, all right, once that's done, you then follow the elimination method steps. All right, so remember, if it's the same, if the coefficient is the same, then you subtract. And if the coefficients are opposite, then you add. So here's an example. So by looking at this example, none of the coefficients are the same. I've got 3x and 2x, and then I've got a 1y and a negative 2y. However, those y's stick out to me, all right? I know if I can multiply this entire thing by 2, then I can get them to be the same. So this is, or rather the opposite, I'm sorry. So if I do the distributive property here, 2 times 3x, I'm making the whole equation twice as big, basically. So 2 times 3x is going to give you 6x. 2 times y is 2y. And then 2 times 7 gives you 14. Now I'm not going to touch the second equation, because if you look, I now have opposites. All right, I've got the 2y and the negative 2y. So when they're opposites, I'm going to add. All right, so if I add everything here, that's going to give me 8x, and then 2y plus a negative 2y. Those eliminate each other. And then 14 plus negative 6, again it's just 14 minus 6 gives me 8. And I've got a one-step equation. So x is 1. So I've got one of my answers right there. So now all I need to do is plug it in to, let me change pens here. All I need to do, oh goodness, I'm sorry. Well, we knew x was 1, right? I didn't mean to erase that, I'm sorry. So if we know x is 1, then I'm just going to take this equation and I'm going to substitute 1 in there. So instead of 2 times x, it's going to be 2 times 1 minus 2y is equal to negative 6. You could have taken the top one, the original one. It doesn't matter. So 2 times 1 is 2. Rewrite. And then now I need to solve for y. It's a two-step equation, so get rid of that 2. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. You're left with negative 2y is equal to negative 8. Divide by negative 2. And then we get y is 4. So if you remember from what we had, x was 1, and then y is 4. So there's your solution right there. Okay, all we did was we multiplied to make the coefficients either the same or the opposite. All right, so we will be playing around with this tomorrow in class. All right, I'll see you then.